Before I begin this presentation, I want to emphasize that I'm on the ultra-conservative side of pro-choice. I am taking a stand on pro-choice. I want to be sure that I am clear in this matter. I am not pro-abortion. I understand this is a very sensitive subject with many emotions and strong beliefs on both sides. I hope that I do not offend anyone with my opinions and or information presented during the speech. With that being said, I'm prepared to proceed. I suppose that even though I do strongly believe in God, that my review on pro-life and pro-choice is more from a medical standpoint than a religious one. I firmly believe that this is definitely not a subject to be taken lightly. This is a life we are talking about, whether to keep it or not. I absolutely do not buy into the idea that the fetus is just simply a mass of tissue. The heartbeat starts at 35 days, and there is a sparkle of spirit in that abdomen from conception. Losing a child at any stage is heart-wrenching. Having experienced it myself, I know that it is the worst feeling ever. My third child was born at 38 weeks and 5 days, stillborn. This was the worst day of my life. My case was a little bit different. My baby was normal in every way. The scary thing is no one realizes just how much can go wrong during a pregnancy. That being said, I am glad that I cannot have any more children. I myself could not make that decision if I needed to. As I researched my topic, I found extreme differences in pro-choice's views and that of pro-life advocates. Some pro-choice supporters, like me, fall into pro-life category of opinions. If it wasn't for the exceptions, then I would be a pro-life advocate all the way. I share the spiritual, moral, and ethical view of the pro-life beliefs. I believe that if a person has an abortion just because she can, that is just wrong. Okay, but on the flip side of that, of having the right, is that situations where it's medically necessary, or that the child may suffer a low quality of life, severe birth defects, or death. Plus, a history of back alley abortions proves that laws alone cannot protect the fetus or women that carry them. As medical professional, we know that there are certain circumstances in which the child will not survive or quality of life will be poor, so that this is a legitimate argument to terminate the pregnancy. I have learned in the past year that there are so many different medical conditions. So some of these conditions, the mother will have the option of termination of the pregnancy or going on as everything is normal and deliver the baby that will not survive after birth. So that being said, how hard would that be for the family? Especially, imagine how the mother and father of that baby would feel. Devastating, huh? No one ever wishes to have or consider having an abortion. I will give you a couple of conditions in which you may have to make such a hard decision. Encephalocele is a condition in which the fetal crania has defects. Another severe condition is trisomy. There are several different trisomies. One of the most common is trisomy 21, which we know is Down syndrome. These are also chromosomal abnormalities that result in severe birth defects. The extreme cases that are seen as reasonable for termination under Florida law are in the cases of rape, incest, and a woman's life that's in danger related to the pregnancy. I agree with these laws, but no means should this practice be used, losing, or, God forbid, as a form of birth control. I believe wholeheartedly believe in education and prevention of unwanted pregnancies. The issue of shame for a young woman who accidentally becomes pregnant, especially as a teen, can be a major factor in whether they can keep this child. Fear is obviously a key factor, as well if there is an unsupportive father of the baby or the girl is under 18 and her parents freak out. Florida law states that the parents must be informed if the minor attempts to terminate without their knowledge. This could be a good and bad for the expectant mother, depending on how her parents treat her. Now, for this being an issue, we must keep in mind that there are cases where women cry wolf about rape. Sad, huh? Well, before we had the choice, many women died from illegal abortions. It's a catch-22. Even if we, as a society as a whole, don't believe in it or want it to happen, history has shown us that it will continue to happen, and the consequences are horrific. There are noted cases of health risks and even deaths related to the procedure, even in the medical settings. I have to stick by the option of having the choice, even if it is what I consider immoral. Education, once again, and more viable support systems for women in trouble would help everyone. I struggle with the issue of whether the fetus should have rights over the mother. Not all births will result in a healthy child, but does not give us the right to interfere in God's plan for a life that hasn't even begun yet. It's a horrible choice to destroy life. All life is a precious gift. There are so many people unable to conceive their own baby who long to cherish and love a baby. Adoption is an excellent option. I believe that there should be extremely strict regulations on what cases can be considered for termination. It all comes back to my point of responsibility. We all need to help each other, educate, support, and provide protection against accidental pregnancies. Knowledge is power. We can reduce the practice of abortion and increase adoption if we can work together.